we live, Adam? 1 minute. We live? We good?
I don't see us live.
It says this video is live now. Do we got to click on the video?
I'm trying to find it.
Let's try this.
Oh yeah, you're.
Oh yeah, I'm live. All right, here we go. We're trying out some new equipment. So yeah, and also check out these lights. I can go this light, or I can go this light, or this light. So you're a part of it. We're trying out a ton of new stuff here at Woodward Sports. Good morning. It is your 8 a.m. sports talk. My name is Stick. This is Woodward Sports. Shout out to everybody that watched the Astros lose last night. They're down 3-0 right now. Bunch of cheaters. You don't deserve to win anyway. So that's good news out of Major League Baseball. Le'Veon Bell is officially a free agent. Lions do not need to pick him up, please. I don't know why my timeline was flooded with people wanting Le'Veon Bell. We got Adrian Peterson. We got Swift. We got Kerryon Johnson. We don't need Le'Veon Bell. Although it would be nice for the Michigan boy to come home. I mean, shout out to Michigan State for producing one of the greatest running backs of our generation in Le'Veon Bell. Maybe a bit of a head case, but still great running back. Can't deny his talent. But the most important thing today, if you're like me, waiver wires for fantasy football. Like, my team's been decimated this year. I lost Saquon. I lost Nick Chubb. I mean, everybody's hurt. Cortland Sutton's hurt. Dak Prescott damn near lost his leg this week. So lots of stuff going on in fantasy football, and that's where we need to be. So that's what we're going to discuss this morning. Your waiver wire pickups for fantasy football. And obviously, let's start with Dak Prescott and his backup. We're going to go with Andy Dalton. He should be your number one target on any waiver wire. Even if you don't need a quarterback, pick this guy up right now so you can have him as trade bait later if you don't need him. Because the way we see him going, he's going to be a top 10 quarterback by the end of the season. I mean, that offense is not going to slow down. They're probably going to hand the ball to Zeke a little bit more, but you're not going to waste CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, and Michael Gallup. You've got to use those guys. And I think Dalton's just been like silently sitting there learning the offense. Like, all right, now's my time. I'm going to go get that Dak money. So Dalton, look out for him. I think that's a good pickup for anybody, whether you need a quarterback or you don't. And I don't see him not being on the waiver wire in any league because who the hell keeps backup quarterbacks on their roster? Nobody does. Adam, you keep backup? You do? Who do you got? Who do you got on your roster?
Andy Dalton.
You had Andy Dalton on your bullshit? Okay, never mind. Adam had Andy Dalton for some. Did you know Dak was going to get injured? What happened?
I dropped Ben Roethlisberger.
For Andy Dalton before Dak got hurt.
I picked up Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh my God. Okay, maybe Adam's a prophet. Adam's a genius. Adam broke Dak Prescott's ankle, so now I'm blaming Adam for what happened to Dak Prescott. These are all Anson's picks, by the way. I'm just going over them. And Anson's had an incredible run so far early in the season. Last week's his pick at quarterback were Kirk Cousins and Teddy Bridgewater. Obviously, both of them had big games. Kirk Cousins had 249, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Bridgewater had 313. Shout out to Detroit. 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. So both good games out of them. So if you listened to Anson last week on your quarterback pickups, you probably had a good week of fantasy football. Now, on to the running backs. So, here we go. More injuries. Dalvin Cook. Who knows when he'll be back, if he'll be back. But his backup, Alexander Mattison. That is the guy you want to pick up. He's already been a good handcuff in other years. When Dalvin Cook got injured, I think that was 2 years ago, Mattison came in, had a solid year. He can handle the load. The Vikings love that run-first offense. So you want to pick up the guy that replaced the league-leading running back pretty much, and that's Mattison. So if you can get him in your league and you need running back help, that is a guy you should be targeting on your waiver wires. Another guy, he's back from injury, kind of a reversal of 2020. His name is Cam Akers. He's a rookie. I absolutely love this guy coming out of Florida State. He had the shittiest line ever at Florida State, but still had great stats in college. Now he's kind of taken over that Todd Gurley role for the Rams, and I think he will have a big game this week. So look for him, Cam Akers. That should be your second running back that you're targeting on the waiver wire. And let's see. Third running back. Anson gave us a third running back this week, and I like this guy. I loved him when he was in Atlanta. He's very versatile. Devontae Freeman. He's in New York right now playing for the Giants, obviously with Saquon out. They didn't really have a good backup with Wayne Gallman, so they went out and they picked up Devontae Freeman off of free agency, and he actually had a pretty good game last week. So you may want to look at him coming out of the backfield if you're looking for running back help. So the three running backs, Alexander Mattison, Cam Akers, and Devontae Freeman. Those should be your three that you're targeting this week. And last week, Anson told you to pick up Kelly, which Josh Kelly didn't have a monster game, but the good news is he didn't fumble, which he had the 2 previous weeks, and I see Kelly getting a lot more carries. That was a decent pick by Anson last week. Wide receiver. There's going to be one wide receiver that the majority of every league is going to go after last week. Can you guess who it is? Adam, you got to guess who it is?
What up?
Who's a wide receiver that you'd pick up?
In the waiver wire?
In the waiver wire. After last week's performance. Who you got?
Claypool?
Chase Claypool. That is the man. 4 touchdowns last week. 4. 3 in the air, 1 on the ground, and it doesn't look like Pittsburgh is going to stop using him. Remember how they used to use Hines Ward back in the day? Just catching those slants, catching the ball, 15, 16, 18 catches a game. That is going to be Claypool moving forward. Juju hasn't been what Juju's supposed to be this season. James Washington never turned into what James Washington was supposed to turn into. Deontay Johnson, still up in the air whether he's going to have a better second half to his second year or not. But we're looking at a rookie that busted out last week. Is he going to have another 4-touchdown game? Probably not, but if he's getting 80 yards and a TD for you a week, that is a viable fantasy starter. So I would go after Chase Claypool in any league. Once again, he's one of those guys, even if you don't need wide receiver help, stash that guy because he may help you down the road. Another guy who's been floundering all year and finally had a breakout game, we've all been expecting it from him, Brandon Cooks. He's somebody that should probably be on your waiver wire right now. You can pick him up. Go claim him if you need wide receiver help. I like what he's been doing in Houston. Obviously, he's off to a slow start, replacing Nuke Johnson, but now they got a new head coach and Cornell. I think it's going to be a better experience down there in Houston for him, especially with Deshaun Watson picking up some steam. I like the way this team is looking. Even though they're 1-4, they've played the hardest schedule in the league, so they should have a better second half of the season, and that should open up Brandon Cooks to make a lot of big plays. Let's see. Tim Patrick was Anson's pick last week, and Jeff Smith. Tim Patrick had a bye, so obviously because of COVID, that pick is incomplete. Jeff Smith, not a great pick from Anson last week. Three catches for 23 yards on 11 targets. I love the targets. I hate the receptions. But if he can pick up an extra 3 receptions, should have a pretty decent game. So don't give up on Jeff Smith just yet. Now, tight ends. Looking pretty rough on the tight end front, I got to be honest. Unless you were able to pick up Dalton Schultz a couple weeks ago, there really hasn't been too many free agent tight ends or waiver tight ends that'll get you to the next level. Anson's got down here Irv Smith from Minnesota. That's a decent guy. His line, he had 4 catches for 64 yards on Sunday. Serviceable. What can I say? There's really no bust out stars right now sitting there on the tight end waiver wire. So hopefully you either have Kelsey, Kittle, Waller, or Andrews, because outside of those 4, it's kind of a crapshoot every single week. Last week, Anson told you to pick up Rob Gronkowski, 3 catches for 52 yards. I thought Gronk was going to have a much bigger game as well, especially with the injury to Godwin. But he's not being used as much. And Austin Hooper, 5 catches, 57 yards. Not a bad week for him, and he seems to be coming on a bit in Cleveland. So I like Austin Hooper moving forward as well. So, if you need fantasy football help this week, I hope those picks helped you. We can run them down again real quick. If you're looking for a quarterback, you're going for Andy Dalton. You're looking for running backs, you got Alexander Mattison out of Minnesota, Cam Akers, Devontae Freeman. If you're looking for a wide receiver, Chase Claypool, Brandon Cooks. And if you're looking for a tight end, Irv Smith or Cameron Brate could be another pickup that you're looking for. I'm going to post this article right now on woodwardsports.com if you want to check it out, get some more stats, get some more reasoning behind why we picked them. But these are great picks. If you're looking for help, like my team is in the Woodward Sports League, not only did I lose to Dave's mom, I lost to Dave's mom in our league. I lost to Dave yesterday, too. And I'm talking about Canna Dave from the MI cast. Shout out to Dave, but he beat me last night by 6 points. 6 points. That last touchdown by the Bills killed me. And it didn't even need to happen. It was a worthless, waste, garbage time touchdown, but Dave got the best of me. I'm now 2-3 in the Woodward Sports League, but I'm 4-1 in my Dynasty League. So I do know what the hell I'm talking about. It's just you can't predict injuries in these, yearly draft leagues. I had Saquon and Chubb. Those were like my 2 first picks. Gone off the roster. I was the number 1 team in the league for 2 weeks. Now I've lost 3 weeks in a row. But that's what happens in fantasy football, and that's why you need to pay attention to the waiver wire. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Make sure you share this. Make sure you follow us on all social media. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on SoundCloud. We're on YouTube. Obviously, we're on Facebook because that's where you're watching me now. So give us a like. Give us a follow. Thank you for watching. 8 a.m. every morning. I'm going to be on here giving you some sort of sports update. But Fantasy Waiver Wire, very important on Wednesdays.